This is my first time trying to stream everything on the fly. What I'm going to do here is that I'm going to perform some really quick, make some really quick changes to the Chrome plugin I made. I had a YouTube video explaining what it was, a short one about my specific use case, and a long one about the details about the implementation and the other thoughts around that. So I don't really know if this stream is going to work, and I don't really expect anyone to join. But what I'm going to do is to make some changes and to the streaming, and probably just save it as a highlight and publish to YouTube. And again, maybe get like 50, 100 views. Nothing big, but yeah. Let's get started. So the first thing is what the plugin does and what changes I'm going to make. So this plugin allows you to have a list, and this is my use case. So I play this passive Excel game, and I want to loop through all these URLs. And of course, I probably don't want to. Let me see. I probably don't want to use this as an example because the web page is pretty slow, so I can just use some, Apple, Amazon, and Google. So this is going to be the format, and we are going to loop it, check the time every 1 second, and loop everything every 10 seconds to make it more obvious. So now if we start it, and we will be like, just this web page will be keep looping, and we can let this sit in another display and do our other thing in our main screen. And what change I'm going to make is that I realize during my use case, when I'm playing the game and I want to, literally keep an eye on the off screen. And sometimes, of course, I want to shut it down. And when I want to shut it down, I have to do this. I have to click this and like stop looping. But I didn't make the usage of this option screen, which is I just show some static page. So this seems to be a bad decision because we after the things are set up, we don't really access this page a lot. I thought, well, I probably will going to always interact with screen, but it seems like in the actual world, I only need to press list to activate and stop the looping. So what I'm going to do here is that I extended my previous video on YouTube, that we have some concept called options and pop-up, and obviously let's just try to think, what do I want to do if I click the pop-up? Probably nothing. Probably we just want to toggle it. And now there's a question, how do we implement that? So it's sort of obvious that to move things around, I have to move all the contents from the pop-up, HTML, and the JavaScript to the option page. But how to activate and deactivate the function? That's the question. And also, you have this background.js, so probably everything's still going to interact with background.javascript. Only there will be a new message to be created, which is something that when I click this, I want to send this event to the background. Okay, so let's just Google Chrome extension press button event. So there could be some triggers. So this is like this guy just added a button element. This is when the tab is updated. I'm not seeing the button here with the answer. You need to specifically select is this guy creating a button or something? Here. So he add a click event. So, but where it's at, it adds to. I probably want some I don't really want to create a button here because this feature is not for all the windows. It's so it's the extension button. What this thing is called? The main extension button. The extension button click event. I don't know what the terminology here. This element listen to button event. How to listen for button click in pop-up script. Yeah, in pop-up script is probably inside the script. It's not what we want. It's not really what we want. We want to have we'll click on this. So Chrome extension pop-up button event. Unclick with pop-up. This is too old. It's probably outdated. Because we could present an invisible button do something, but it's not. I feel like there should be some better way. No HTML? Okay, so now let's try some AI. Probably doesn't work with a bar. Let's try. How to send to button events in Chrome extension when how to listen to events in Chrome extension when the pop-up button is clicked. It's pretty hard to describe. Yeah. yeah, to have a button here. This is not a button what we are talking about here. Chrome extension button on browser window. Something like this, something like a toggle. So button as a toggle. This is old one, but let's see. In the browser icon. Example, yeah, but this is something here. Browser action. Use browser action to put icons in the main Chrome toolbar. Yeah, I probably don't want this. This just too sort of too heavy. But if there, yeah, and I just wanted to serve as a toggle. Is there any other options? Must recognize the current state. So this guy pointed out. And did he mentioned some toggle button. But again, the button is outside. Yeah, all these are talking about different buttons. Something like this. Maybe I should look at how this is implemented. So widescreen for GitHub, probably it's open source. Yeah, let's see there. It's manifest. And runNet matches JS. So does it has a pop-up? It doesn't have a pop-up. And of course, we understand the JavaScript, the background, and what is the content script? Is it mentioned here? Yes, so it's content script, what this contains. Contains some functions, get state, and storage on change, add listener. The storage changed, it will toggle. They will get state and toggle the CSS. I think it's probably inside the background. Browser action. Yes, actually it's browser action. Okay, so this is the code. I think I probably read something about it already, but I didn't fully understand the meaning of it. So what I'm going to do here is to add this event handler in our background. And until it goes like this. So browser action on click, add listener, and get state, we get this state, and then we will just use the console log to print it out. So it's gonna be like this. What's it called? Background browser click state. And we append this state, and then of course it has some code, but we don't care about all these codes because we know exactly what we are going to do. I'm just keeping this as for the sake of reference, and reload my Chrome extension. It's going to be like extension Chrome extension, and do this. And okay, we got some errors here. Cannot read the properties of undefined undefined reading unclicked. Okay, so probably browser action is permission, I think. Do we have this browser action? No, not really. Oh yeah, it's here, sorry. So this browser action, we have this defined, and this manifest 2. So manifest, we use manifest 3. So browser, let's see if this browser action works here. So do we have like this default icon, something like this? And why this? I don't know. Chrome extension manifest v3 browser action. See how this is defined here. This is the private page we already took a look. So you need to specify 3 or higher include the action key. So the action key will be something like this. We need to give okay, so the options are, so all these are optional. Interesting. Oh, actually the action is here. Okay, so action is already here, and why we still receive this error? Unclicked. Browser action. Okay, I'm good. Let's just search for this word plus manifest v3. I did the same. Unclick. Because it's already specified pop-up. So actually, we need to remove the pop-up. That makes sense. So we can't say we can't say anything about pop-up here, but instead we can put some. I mean, everything is optional, but I probably want to have something here, right? So like maybe the title, default title, change it to click to toggle something. Toggle start and stop. This. So I wonder if this works. Let's see. They're all, and we do this again. Okay. Same error. So I think this is from the background. I think it's coding the background script. That yes, it's coding this, and the background is something like this. The background script, of course, it's change to service worker. Doesn't work anymore. So probably it's a B3 thing. So Chrome extension on click the B3 background, or maybe like it's something here. Let's just see. Let's just watch for this like click. It is pop up. Enable state and show a pop up. Background JS. This looks right, and what our code is look like. So it looks like a Chrome. Maybe it's not called browser action anymore. It's called action. Chrome action. Click add listener. We don't need a tab. I don't know. This looks a little bit different. The syntax. I think this is from this code you can get some tabs, so maybe it will work. Let's try. Okay, so now we have this, and we can enable the debug console. I'm putting it in a different window, but I can see it here. Okay, so when I click this, I got an error. Error in event handler. Reference error, get state is not defined. So this code doesn't work, and I mean doesn't work anymore. So let's see. What else can we do? Tab. I mean, of course, we can always copy this code and see if this works or not. Of course, we don't. I think this is a function. So we'll click this. So you can print this tab ID or something if you want. I think, but you can probably just like along this line. State doesn't work, so tab.id, or maybe just tab, and see if we can compile the code. So again, yeah, it's guess it's in the other file. Yes, definitely doesn't work. But this should work. So now, if we click on this, okay, now we have a background clear state. So okay, so now that's this is what we want. This event can be triggered, and we don't really care about tab here, because what we are going to do here is when this button is clicked, sorry, the old button, like the toggle button was clicked, eventually this code will be executed. So we'll get this, and from here, from the request, we can get should toggle and request URL, and we don't get it from the event anymore, because what will happen is that this is some like very big structural change. Okay. I thought it's going to be easy, but not really the case. Put it here. Okay, interesting. There are some changes need to be done. When this happens, basically what we want is that we want to get the URL list, and but actually it's fine, because whenever you change the URL, you can save it. You can save it and send it to. No, not really. If in the option screen, you save it. In the option screen, you save it and send the event here. When the new instance starts from a brand new browser window starts, then that code is not executed. So which means the URL list is not there. So the mechanism has to be changed. That is bigger change than expected. Which makes sense. Let me think what I can do here. So when this happens, so firstly, let's just try to start making changes. Let's try to make the pop-up. And we have and we have the options. So now it needs to have JavaScript, which is something like this. So this code needs to be restored. This is from the old code. I don't know the script. I don't think it's in the body, right? It should be something here, right? Maybe in the header. HTML script in header. Oh, actually, you can do it both ways. Let me see. So this is exactly when they are called. The body, it should be played. So basically, it depends on whether you are making it passive or not. Okay. So in this case, I think this makes more sense, and we can have the options such as here, created, and some of the code need to be moved to support all the new things here. So I'm going to copy and paste all this pop-up here. This file will eventually be deleted. And by the way, here is loaded. Now, yeah, I have a style file. So I have a very simple style here, and let's just break down this part. And have the style here as well to support our table. Style. Support our table, and we don't load the JS here. What do we? Oh, actually, if we load it here now, in this case, we still have to show the HTML to trigger those code, and that's not guaranteed to be shown. So we can let's just look at the code. So here, we run some of we add a bunch of event loaders. Yeah, because we probably want to initialize all these elements. I mean, if we put it here, then they will work. So that's probably, we may not have to do this. Let's just put it here. By the way, can't just do this in the. I'll do this. Maybe not. Okay. And moving all the other parts here. features, how to use. These are just blah blah blah. So I think we can put it on the on top of this page. So just show something here. Yeah, let's just put it here. So here will be H2 options, and then put all the things here and do the HR. HR here, and should be okay. And we of course we move all the codes. Let me move all the codes here. Yeah, let's just move all the codes here. Let's just move all the codes here, and this is not a pop-up menu. This is going to be the options. These are just like some debugging form. It's not important at all. By the way, and what else? Yeah, now we are going to reload this. Probably we don't need these pages anymore. So let's reload, and now we are going to see these options, and now it's list this here. Of course, we can just add something like Facebook, and save it. We can do this. We still can do this, and I assume if we reopen it, all the things will be preserved, right? The question is here. I think this will work. Yeah, this will work, and we don't have to remove it. We don't have to remove it. It's fine because there are some use cases that the first time you open this app, open this extension, you set it up and you want to get it to work. They get it to work. The only thing here is that when you click this, it should stop. And by the way, to stop, you have to like yeah, here. Okay. So this is what this is what we want. We just need one last step, which is to trigger the list. I will make some change that will not 100% work, but I want to try it. Basically, I want to do this. I want to like toggle the is active flag, so that it can do the trigger thing, and this should work. I don't think this needs anymore. So this should work when let's say, so the use case will be like, okay, so I go here, I set it up, and I click to start, and what? I don't know why did I click, but I mean, when I click this, it should stop. Yeah, this stop, and now I click it should start again, and I click it should stop, and let's just try to reload it and see if the issue. Okay, there is the issue. Oh, so it was undefined. Loop website. So when do we call loop website? So when we call loop website, we have the URLs, and the URLs by them is empty. Okay. So we can make it empty array here to avoid this error. For now. We can do this for now, and because why not? And then I want to replicate this. So I want to change click here, and then when I click this, it should start. Yes, it started. When I click this, it should stop. So at this point, there's no problem, and we don't have the error here. The problem is that when I reload it and I open here, when I click this, I should see some failure. Yes, it shouldn't do anything because the URL list here is empty. So to do this, we need to repopulate the URL list, and that will require some code change. So the easiest code change is that we just copy some code here, but we can do better than that later. So for now, what will make this code work is to try to copy the loading part. So the interval, so all these things should be loaded. So all this code, can we execute them? So we have a storage permission here, and we have console, and we have this utility interval. We get it from the so we load this into the UI, which is something we don't really do there. Yeah, okay, let's just do this. So let's do this. We move this code back to background. And after we add all these event listeners, we'll do something extra. We will load the preferences. So we load the reload interval, and then we don't do this, we just set a value. So we don't do this test because we are going to set the interval value to this. So interval. So interval. Well, we still should know. We make sure it's not now. And this in what is this? Why I needed to not be now? It is now here. Why I need to not be now? I don't understand. Okay, maybe there's a bug. But we of course we don't check this. We just, as long as this is not now, then we will set the interval to this value. Yes, we do the same thing for frequency. Again, I don't recall why I did not check. We are going to change the frequency here. So this is a code that's when you just load your plugin, and you will register the event listeners. And we will do this, and basically the reload function we don't want to call here anymore. So the reload function will be called when it's the event is dispatched from the option screen, which was in the pop-up screen now. By the way, it just feels stupid to talk while I run the code. I never really have done this before, but maybe I don't know. It's some sort of pair programming that can be something interesting. Actually, I always wanted to try the stream programming thing. But anyway, so the reload thing, we probably want to leave it either from an event or from something like this. So basically, we have load this option, and then finally load the events. And now the question is the URL list. we probably now the previous design was that all the information has been stored as a string, but we may want to save that URL, the parse URL list later. I mean separately. But anyway, when we get something, then we'll highlight the URL, and then we don't call save, of course, and we don't check all this check. So instead, we will call reload, because when we call reload, we will be, oh what? I'm stupid. Sorry. We're actually loading all this thing already. Okay, I was stupid. So in the reload, we load all the these things. Okay, I was stupid. Okay, so we need to, yeah, so instead of doing this bullcrap, we need to the reload, we need to eventually, after the frequency is loaded, we need to do this, so which is yeah, so load the frequency load interval, sorry, and we load the URL list. Okay, and the setting interval will be used, we call it later. Yeah, this is yeah, so the reload function should be called, I think, like at the end of the list, and of course we don't do this anymore. And yeah, when event is this, and we still want to call the reload. What is this reload? Oh no, not reload, of course. Here we are going to call the set interval. So eventually, when this is loaded, we call the set interval to loop the websites, and before that, we need to get the websites. And this is the last part, which is when we get the URLs. So now we don't really care about options anymore, I think. Yeah, no, I don't care about the pop-up anymore. So we should delete pop-up at some point. And in the, I mean, I'm just do this file, which is for the old pop-up driven UI. Okay. And in the options, we want to do the thing that when you update your URL list, maybe save the strings. Sorry, save the URL list as a JSON. So this will be some redundant design, but I think it should work. So update UI. So this is when we are sending that to the URL. So basically, whenever this, so this is here's the thing. So this is when you save it. The URL array is not saved. Now I'm going to save it, and when I save it, I save it like in this file, which is something like it will be something that the URL array, or just URLs. So we are seeing as URL list and URLs. Maybe URL array is more explicit. Nah, it's a plural form. It should be explicit enough. Save the URLs. And now we are going to load it from backend background, and it's called URLs. And then we have the URLs, and we are going to have the URLs equals to this one. So URLs equals to result URLs. We probably should add a check. So, and if it's empty like the first time, then we don't need to start the internal anyway. So this is going to be something like yeah, diff result URLs is not now. So we set this and we set interval to kick it up. I think this should work. Let's see. So how much time I spent? 45 minutes, not too bad. So yeah, we just reload this, and now we are going to do is that we are going to click this button if we wanted to start, which it doesn't. Okay. So yeah, so when I click on this, I see the event is triggered, but the reload options reload undefined. Okay, so I got options reload. Okay, here. This is undefined. Oh, of course. So this is actually the scenario that when you, because now it's not preserved, right? So this is the first time you actually install the plugin. So at this point, when you click on this, nothing will happen, and you need to use the option. So this is something that's not very user friendly, of course. But after this, actually, you should click the save button. But because it's already the URL list is already saved in my local. Okay, I mean I can just remove it and reinstall it. Okay, so remove and reinstall. How do I reinstall? So oh, I need to load it again. So I'm going to go to the project. Web, Chrome, Looper, over here. What? Oh yeah, it should be in the source. Okay, so do this, and then things will be empty. So here, nothing will happen. So basically, I should do this. So we are going to find our looper here, and yeah, click the options, and here we are going to enter our list. Okay, so now we are going to loop it every 10 seconds, and the interval is 1 second. Save it, and now we should be able to click this to start. What? It doesn't start? What about if I click this? I do start. Click this here, it should stop. And then if I reload this and do this, can I start it? Yeah, I can. The question is why the first time after I save it, I cannot click that button. There must be some, I mean I can debug it, but let me see. If that's only the first time scenario, then it doesn't really matter. Stop here. So again, so if it's not the first time, I can start a new page. I can just start looping. So in this case, nothing bad happens, and it's good enough. I think it's good enough. Okay, click this to stop. Yeah, this is what we want. Okay, so I sort of want to delete the pop-up because I wonder if I delete pop-up and add options, will not make it make the Git to recognize it. Let's just try it. So delete options. So this will send this file to my and the options HTML. I don't need it. I don't need it as well.